Okay, I thought I'd do an update anyway. So after doing the modelling and the on the coil, let's grab it. I wound this manually yesterday directly onto this coil support structure. I actually went and broke one of the legs off, but it's okay. I fixed it. I glued it back, and my wires didn't go everywhere, which is a good thing. I actually stuck some glue, ABS plastic glue, in the middle there, just as a bit of insurance, just to make sure, in case anything breaks, and I don't want the wires all flying off. I put a bit of glue there, and 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 on the other side. So this wire is not going anywhere. So because it was too tedious to actually try and wind and count the turns. What I did instead was simply weigh it. So I wound enough copper on there so that when I weighed this thing, it basically weighed about the same as that one. So this previous one, obviously the wire was more bunched up. It was much, well, when I say bunched up, I mean it was on a bit of a core. Well, that is the reason why I decided to wind this new one directly on, because it means that I can get the wire spread out a bit more, like that, on the back. And the advantage of doing that means I get closer coupling, and along that edge, closer coupling to the rotor that's spinning inside. So it makes a big difference on the gain. So I should get a much better voltage as well, because it's over a wider area. Now another thing I noticed, kind of a bit of an oversight on my part. Well, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. I noticed that when I went inside the model, I realised that the magnets need to be pushed out further in. So what I've done is dropping everything. So what I've done is I pushed the magnets so they're standing out the back now, because I could 3D print these thicker, but it's not point. I mean, it holds the magnets, and that's fine. So I pushed the magnets so they're sticking out, because they need to be further in. And I glued them in place with just some mild glue, not really strong glue. The flat magnet, the thin magnet, is actually longer than the other two, so it tends to stick out more. So I've got the bearings pressed in. I'll need to let this harden a bit, because I was a bit impatient and I tried to put it together yesterday. I broke the leg off. You can see it right there. You can see where I broke the leg off at that joint there where my fingernail is. I snapped it off, so I had to glue it back on again. So yeah, I was a bit impatient. I was trying to get this thing tested, you see. I think I broke that one as well. Anyway, I glued it on. Use acetone that to stick it back. So I'm going to let this dry for a day or two, but there's no rush, because at the moment I have to sort out the drum, because I realised another mistake I made. I actually got the drum a bit too wide. That's why it keeps rubbing all the time. So what I'm doing at the moment is I've got the drum on my sandpaper, and I am taking that extra material off. Just blow that away. You see there's a step between the laminations in here and the drum itself. There's a bit of a step there. So right on the edge, there's a step all the way around actually. So what I'm doing is I'm just sanding the drum down so that it's the same height as the steel. What's wrong with this focus? I'm just sanding the drum down so it's the same height and same thickness as these laminations, and then that should solve the problem where getting the thickness down a bit will stop it catching and rubbing. That's why it's rubbing on the in the side of the coil assembly. So when I put it, if I hold the coil like that and I put the drum in, there should be clearance side to side, right? Also, if I've got any wobble on the drum when it's spinning, if there's any wobble at all, it's going to catch. So I've been trying to sort that out a bit, and I also I've got a bit better clearance now. It's getting better actually as I sand it down a bit. So I'm just trying to improve the reduce the chances of me having it catching, you see. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. The canopy thingamajig that hold the coil, it did curl a little bit. I didn't put much acetone on it this time. I only went very sparingly on it because I didn't want to cause it to curl up. But the coil, actually, once I wound the coil on there, it tends to pull this thing outwards anyway, so it's a good thing it's not curling inwards. So it tends to curl it a bit out. It flares it outwards because of the stresses of the coil on there. So it's when this goes in between the brackets, the actual rack, top rack and bottom rack, it's going to squeeze this in a bit anyway. So that's a nice effect that I'll get there. It'll pinch it inwards slightly and it'll hold it properly. So I'm glad it's curling outwards a bit rather than inwards, because if it was going inwards I couldn't do anything much about it. But because it's going outwards, it means that I can squeeze it between the legs of the thing that's holding it together. So anyway, that's where I am at the moment. I aren't really making a lot of progress because I also realised a bit of another oversight. When I went from the 6-legged system, here we go again. When I went from the 6-legged system, it was able to stand on its end like this, right? It was able to stand up. But then I realised doing the 3-legged system, look, see what I've just done. I've just broke 2 legs off again. I've just dropped the damn thing. This is what I'm saying. I'm having a lot of problems at the moment. Everything's going wrong. I've got to glue these back on now. Oh, I don't believe it. This is what's... I've had setbacks. Alright, well, the 3-legged system. The problem with the 3-legged system is the drum was... When it sits on... Let me do this without breaking these legs off. When it's standing on like that, the drum's touching is actually below the surface of the table. So I'm having to print a stand. Let me just glue these buggers back on. I'm not having a good day, a good week actually. So it's printing right now on the printer. I don't know if you can see it, but I did a picture of it. I did a screen capture of the model. So this is a stand that the assembly is going to sit on. So it will allow the drum to sit in that curve. It won't be touching the floor, whatever, the table. So this is what I'm printing right now. So I'm going to wait probably a couple of hours for that to print as well. So I need to get the stand done. You can see what's going on with me right now. Seriously, the universe is trying to stop me from building this. It's like the universe is saying, no, you can't do that, you can't build that, the world isn't ready for free energy. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be free or not, but I mean, it just seems like it, you know what I mean? Look at that, I broke the damn leg off. Anyway, I'm going to have to glue that. So where's my camera stand? Oh dear me, what the hell. See, look at that, I just picked the camera stand up, my videotapes have gone all over the floor. This is crazy. Absolutely bonkers what's going on. It's me probably, I'm just clumsy. I don't know. Hang on, I'm trying to get the phone without pressing buttons now. Right, put the phone in here. Okay, let me just... I've got it in the stand. I don't want to be live too long because this is supposed to be just an update. Right, I've got to find out, well, at least I can see which leg is which, because one's a short leg and one's a long leg. So I'm going to stick the short leg back on. I could use acetone, but I'm just going to go with super glue. Which end is which? You know, that's obviously that way up. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use super glue instead of acetone because super glue is really fast. And I just don't get it. What's going on? I probably need to put this back in the acetone bath actually to bind them fibres together, make it strong, because it is not very strong right now. Right, stick that on there. Make sure it's level. Hold it for 10 seconds. It's not stuck yet. I don't want it all over my fingers. Where's my cotton bud gone? At least it sticks fast. I need some cotton bud. Jesus, what kind of a day is it where everything's falling and breaking? At least the videotapes haven't broken, they've just fallen off the floor. Most people don't use videotapes anymore, but... Right. Alright, so I think that's saying. I just need to wipe the surplus off here with my cotton bud. It'll be good on you. I tell you, if this keeps on happening, I'm going to have to. I'll have to make these legs thicker or something to strengthen them up. That's another thing. I didn't put struts on this bottom one. If you notice the other one, the bottom. Sorry, this is the top one. The bottom one's got struts on it. It makes it a lot stronger. I haven't stuck the struts on here yet. I can do that. Actually, I'm going to do that while I'm here, because I've got some struts across there. Oh, they're the short ones. I've just realised. Oh well, no worries. I can put the short ones on. Alright, so I've got that one glued on. Let's glue the other one on. So which way's up? Oh, there's a freaking hair, it keeps getting in the way. It's still... Oh, I cracked my fingernail. I got a crack in my fingernail and it keeps on picking things up. Right, so it must go on like... like that. I'm just trying to find it in place, find its location before I put the glue in. One way of doing this is to hold it in place to get it so that it's lined up before you put the glue on, is to put some blue tack underneath the leg like this. A little technique I figured out, and then just tilt it back a bit like this on the blue tack. Stay in place and then get my glue. Oh, it fell off. It's not sticking very well, is it? There's freaking hair, go away. Which way was it up? Is that's the one. Right, so I want to get it so that it's lined up, ready. Don't you fall off again. So I'm using blue tack just to hold it in place while I... Oh, bugger. It's not working, this is not working. Right, I'm just going to support it with my finger, bugger it. No, I'll just do it the way I did the other one. It's not sticking, I don't know why. Right, blue tack, super glue. Right, I'm just going to put some super glue straight on it. I know where it lines up now, so... Oh, I've got too much on there now. It'll all go on my fingers if I don't wipe it off. Right, so now let's stick this back on here. It allows me to move it around for a minute or two anyway, so right, I've got it positioned now, 10 seconds, I need to hold that. Look at the clock. Right, yeah, we're back, we're fixed. Just put it between my finger and then push a bit. That'll be good once it dries. Wipe the surplus off. Right, so what I'm probably going to do is I've got these little strengthening strut thingies. Actually, I will use the 3 little ones. I can use the 3 little ones just to strengthen this bit here on the top. So I'll show you what I'll do. I'm going to put that over there because I don't want to drop it on the floor again. It's not my day. I did break them off before, so I really need to put these on. Give me a minute. I need to. How do I get to that thing now? Right, 1, 2, 3. I want 3 of them. So I've got these little plastic struts, and I've got a flipping piece of crap on the back of this one, so I've got to trim it with a knife. I don't want to cut my finger off. There we go, I've got that off. Right, that's one. Just check the others, I haven't got anything on the back. Two is good. It's just where there's a hole on my print bed. Right, okay, I've got three ready. So what I'm going to do to strengthen this bugger so it doesn't keep breaking on me, get my acetone. I'm going to get one of these little legs. Oh! See, I'm going to smash my phone now. Right. This is why I've not been live much the last day or two. I've been trying to focus on... Well, I've been trying to focus, but I can't focus. I'm just all over the place right now. So I'll put a strut on the back there. I'm going to put some more strut, another strut on here later. So I'll put this in place. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right there. And now I've got it in place, all I have to do is, well, it's moved a bit, just get some acetone, squirt that around the side, right, hang on, just make sure it's squirting first, put that there, put that there, hold that in place. Now it's sticking now because the acetone is bonding it. Now I'm going to stick that on there, and that'll become permanent in a bit. That won't break at that point anymore. Get another one of these struts. You've got it. I'm doing it by eye. As long as you line everything up properly, and it works. Get that lined up right in the middle. So the good thing about this is you can line things up before you actually put the acetone on, because it just seeps right underneath the legs. Right, put some acetone on that one. I'm not going to use super glue because it sticks to my fingers. Right, there's another strut in place. That'll become permanent. It'll just melt the plastic underneath and it'll bond that permanently to that, and it'll be stronger. Get the third one, which is the leg. Is that the leg I just... No, that's the one that didn't break, but I've done the ones that broke. Just get that lined up with my fingernail, look like that. Back a bit. Make sure the light's on it right so that I don't get it cockeyed. I don't want it cockeyed. Right, there we go. Add a bit of acetone. There we go. So I've got three struts on the back there now. And that's going to strengthen that up a lot. This is the outside, the top, so it's not going to interfere with anything. There we go, I've sorted that out, and the one I glued on, I think it's that one. This strut was just going to give it extra strength. It already feels a lot stronger actually already. It's not bending at all now. It's a lot better. Nothing to say that it won't break if I drop it on the floor again, because the magnets are quite heavy and that's probably why it broke. But it's always nice to be able to print them little strut things and stick them on. I scale these down, these are shorter ones, but I'm just going to spray that with a little bit of acetone as well, just to shine it up a bit. Right, there we go. Sticky. Put it there a minute. Let it dry. I'm going to put this across the room actually. It dries pretty fast. It's like nail varnish. Yeah, that'll be good. So that's all fixed, stronger than ever. Yeah, all good. Oh, what relief! Oh, yeah, and I had some stick this over here to dry. So I had some other problems with the model in SketchUp. Let me just get this phone out of here. I had some SketchUp modelling changes to do as well. What I did was, you know, this hub in the middle, where I attached this new one, I strengthened the hub on the model in SketchUp so that it would have a raised thing where you can see the little lines in it at the bottom. So I actually made the model the same as this patched up one, so it would be a bit stronger, so it wouldn't break off as easy. Because I remember I was accidentally pushing the shaft in and it just snapped away and came off. Well, hopefully that won't happen now. It should be a bit stronger because it's like a dome effect. The middle part is raised, it's like a dome in the centre, and it adds a bit more thickness to it, so it's less likely to break in the middle. So that should be all good now. I've just basically got to finish sanding that face down, and I'm waiting for that base to finish printing as well. So anyway, that's the update. Don't think there's anything else to do. Yeah, I'm probably going to wind another coil as well. I'll just weigh it. That way I get the same amount of wire on it. I'm just going to, well, I don't know. I'll just test that one first. You know, that new one. I'm just going to, I'm guesstimating about the voltage, but because of the closer coupling, I'm expecting to get, another thing, I use 32 SWG wire, right? 32 instead of 30. This previous coil, it was 30 SWG wire. The new one is 32 SWG wire, which means I've got a lot more turns on there than I did on that one, even though it's the same weight. So I'm guesstimating that we should get a voltage on the new one of about at least 3 volts. I'm hoping for 5 volts, but that might be, that might be a little bit over, at the moment it might be a little bit over my estimation, but yeah, I'm thinking we might get 3 volts out of it, because we were getting about just over 0.7 of a, we were getting about 0.7 to 0.8 of a volt, depending on the speed. But at the maximum speed I was getting about 0.7, 0.8 of a volt. Well, because it's 32 SWG wire, we should get probably 3 volts, hopefully, at least. Current wise, probably less. We'll probably get, instead of about, I think it was around 60 milliamps or something before with this coil. So was it 68 milliamps? I remember. Yeah, it was almost 70 milliamps at one point. Yeah, so we should, with the new coil at the maximum speed, if we get 3 volts, we might get about, I would say 45-50 milliamps out of it. Maybe 30 milliamps at the minimum, but we'll find out. It might even be better than what I expect because of the closer coupling. As I say, the coil is really flat against the back of this thing, so that's improving the coupling a lot more than what we normally get. So we might actually get a lot more than 30 milliamps. I might end up with 50, even still get 60 milliamps even, because of the closer coupling. So that's something I need to find out when we test it, but I can't do that right now because this drum is still not right, and I'm sandpapering it down, and I'm still waiting for the freaking stand. Anyway, thanks for watching.